Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? I'm Ned from Ned's Stack Bets, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Now, if you're a little bit autistic and you like watching the world and you're not so interested in people, you'll know what McKinsey is. So, McKinsey is basically you get the richest of the rich and the smartest of the smart type people who all get together and they all live together in this ivory tower here, and world nations will reach out to them. Not only nations, but businesses will reach out to them and get information about what they should do. This recent immigration flux all over the West was one of their recommendations. Anyways, artificial intelligence is coming for these guys, and I could not be more happy. AI is coming for the consultants. Inside McKinsey, this is existential. If AI analysis, information crunching data, and deliver a slick PowerPoint deck within seconds, how does the biggest names in consulting stay relevant? Now, this is interesting. At the same time, everyone's using AI to bust everyone's balls in middle and lower income. But you could use AI to bust the balls of CEOs also. Companies pay dearly for McKinsey human expertise. And for nearly a century, that has been for good reason. The elite firm's armies of consultants have engineered generations of CEOs navigate the thorniest of challenges, synthesize complex information, and mapping out what to do next. Now McKinsey is trying to steer through its own existential transformation. Artificial intelligence can increasingly do the work done by the firm's highly paid consultants within a few minutes. So McKinsey likes to get really intelligent people out of Harvard, and it really is a bit of an ivory tower situation. If you haven't heard the story of the ivory tower, a bunch of kings basically got together, created an ivory tower. They get so high up and look over all the land, but though they could see all the land, they had very little idea of what was actually going on. Controversial clients and associations with authoritarian regimes, fossil fuel companies. Well, you know they had to be in fossil fuels. Rolling Saudi down clamp on dissidents. Ooh. Now this is the interesting thing, the controversies. They were involved in the Enron scandal. Yes. Enron was created, or the creation of someone or other, Jeff Skilling, a McKinsey consultant for 21 years, who was jailed after Enron repeatedly used McKinsey on 20 different projects. And McKinsey consultants had used Enron as their sandbox. Prior to Enron scandal, McKinsey helped it shift from oil and gas production company to an electric commodities trader. Oh, what's this? It had its hand in the 2008 financial crisis. McKinsey said it. McKinsey is said to have played a significant role in the financial crisis by promoting the securitization of mortgages, assets, and encouraged the banks to fund their balance sheets with debt, driving up risks. Really, this stupid idea was McKinsey's idea, which poisoned the global financial system and precipitated the 2008 credit meltdown. Furthermore, McKinsey advised Allstate Insurance to purposefully give low offers to claimants. Wow. The Huffington Post revealed that the strategy was to make claims so expensive and so time-consuming that lawyers would start refusing to help clients. This isn't That's not what a reasonable company does. This isn't what a reasonable consulting company does. If you have a claim, odds are you have a good reason to have a claim. Oh, what's this? Roll an opioid epidemic? McKinsey advised opium makers on how to turbocharge sales in Oxycontin. I'm so angry, I can't even read this one. This is an easier one to talk about. Rikers Island Jail Complex, New York City paid McKinsey $27.5 million to reduce prison ranks at Rikers Island, but the violence grew and the city abandoned many of the firm's recommendations. Just proof that these eggheads can't be taught how to deal with true chaos. Fine for insider trading by investment affiliates. Accusations of conflicts and interest in U.S. bankruptcies. Government corruption scandals. Oh, look, Canada's on here. On January 2023, investigations by the CBC News revealed Justin Trudeau's government had spent 117.4 million on McKinsey consulting since coming to power, compared to the 2.2 million spent by the previous government. Holy crud. Man, Justin really didn't know what he was doing. Justin seems to be just a trust fund kid, eh? According to the objects obtained by Radio Canada, all of those contracts were sole source, meaning the firms were not given the chance to bid on contracts. So one thing I just want to throw in on that is I was a member of the Young Liberals. I seen a lot of sketchy things. I was part of a lot of sketchy things that went on there. And when I say sketchy, I mean like we'd sign up a whole bunch of people to be part of the Young Liberals so that we would get a vote. It was $5 to be part so that we could get a certain person in, but everyone knows politics is sketchy like that. Anyways, my brother, who knows a whole lot more about politics than me, he went off to Ottawa and seen how things went. He took political science or something like that. Anyways, he went to Trudeau Sr.'s funeral, and he was really disappointed with what Trudeau Jr. had to say. It was unfortunately very sad. But Trudeau Jr. himself is a trust fund kid. He's a trust fund kid. He keeps saying things like the budget will balance itself, while he himself has never had to worry about his income very much, because he always got money from the estate that I have a feeling isn't actually run by anyone within his family, right? Yeah, there's more. McKinsey and Company purchased several reports on businesses' benefits of DEI. The reports were criticized as insufficient investigation. This is a new one to me. The difference between correlation and causality, lacking robustness and over-exaggerating to broader claims. That's interesting. McKinsey partner Rachel Riley and Dodge in January 2025. McKinsey reported Rachel Riley joined the Department of Government Efficiency, the organization held by Elon Musk. So, geez, these guys just keep going, keep on making winners. So artificial intelligence is definitely coming for many of our jobs, but it seems like people that are running the place are only interested in the people who have the money. And when I say people running the place, I'm not always talking about the leaders. Sometimes the people with the money are the people running the place because they have the leaders in their back pocket. I'm very happy to see McKinsey is having a bad time because of all of this, because it seriously seems like it's a bunch of rich kids who are only interested in rich people. Now, once you get up to a certain point, the individuals start looking at individuals at a lower level as like unwashed masses and whatnot. And I get that. Sometimes you got people that just seem to have lizard brains when it comes to the rich and the poor, and sometimes it can be difficult to have any emotions for people who are poor if they have a lizard brain. And man, 50% of the population is keeping the other 50% above water. That's absolutely true. You get people wasting time on what is it? Basically welfare. I think it's called ODSP up here in Canada. And you get people that just use the system. I mean, some people need this. Some people need this stuff. And then you get other people that are just really good at using the system the same way as rich people are really good at using the system. Is that the same evil on the other side of the coin? One just requires less intelligence than the other? Huh. Thoughts and chaos. Anyways, I'm glad McKinsey is having a very difficult time about it. Oh yeah, I love getting around paywall by using the archive.org. Anyways, McKinsey is rapidly deploying thousands of AI agents. Those bots now assist consulting in building power decks, taking notes and summarizing up interviews, and researching documents for clients. The most used bot is the one that helps employees write classic McKinsey tone of voice language. The firm describes as sharp, concise, and clear. Another popular agent checks the logistics of consultant arguments, verifying yada yada. This is the part I love. Already the shape of the company is shifting. The firm has reduced its headcount from 45,000 people in 2023 to 40 through layoffs and attrition, in part to correct for aggressive pandemic hiring spree. Yeah, I bet they hired a lot of people during the pandemic. Anyways, McKinley's coming down, and I love it because it really seems like a bunch of rich people who don't care about anybody else. They care primarily about themselves. And we got to stop that. We got to back it up, and we got to switch it around. And that's what AI is doing. But anyways, one thing I want to point out here is that AI isn't just coming for the poor. They're coming for the rich too. That's it for me, folks. Net from Ned's Tech Bets. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Always appreciate it. And as always, folks, take care of each other, will you?